Again, every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. Eh? When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? You know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But, you know, as my own oru, I am a rocha. You understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They close the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. Oh. This close of border no work. Oh. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igbo? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. You hear more in Anubia. You hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know no. We are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course we don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods.
This is na wicked word. This is na confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Polly they go to work. Polly they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Driver they go. Opposite Udi. But the rocking on the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver waiting they happen. Driver waiting they happen. Driver tell the Polly boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting.
akara m ihe mbe na-eme mbe si ma achọrọ ofu ukwu ehi ma nke ọzọ mụ achọrọ ehi niile ma ụkwụ ya ma aka ya ma isi ya ma olu ya anyị ga-adọbiri wee pụọ na nke onwe anyị tigata azụ etu anyị nọ tupu ndị ọcha wee bịa ebe a nwa aha obodo ebe a nwe ndị mmadụ n'ime tupu nwa bekee si ebe o si hapụ obodo ya ọ bịa ebe a ọkpọrọ onye nke ọkpọrọ okeke ọkpọrọ okafọ dakata anyị isi ọ sị n'ụbọchị nke taa na anya aha anyị wuzi Naijiria anyị na-aza aha na-enweghị omimi n'ime ya ihe ngwa gị gbasị biko kọwara m ihe Naijiria pụtara enwepụghị kọwara m ọmụa ga-aza aha osimiri ka osimiri ga-aza aha mụnwa n'ihi ihe anyị na-ekwuwu na ebe arụgidere ụlọ a na ọ jọgburu onwe ya ọ dịghị mma Naijiria agaghị emekọtanwu ihe ọzọ ihe ọjọọ emego n'obodo a arụ emego egbugo ndị be anyị aka na-egbukwa anyị ndị Fulani wee chere na mabata be anyị ka na-egbukwa ndị be anyị ruo ụtụtụ echi a na-asị m na ọ ga-adị mma oge ọ na-ekwekwu ka nwee mmekọrịta bụ nke ndị nụkọ nke ndị ụmụnne ha egosighị anyị ọtụtụ mgbe ha kpọrọ anyị asị onye ajụrụ ajụ na-ajụ onwe ya ha jụrụ anyị aja ama njụ onwe anyị agbanyeghị na anyị nwe ngwa ahịa n'ugwu Awụsa agbanyeghị na anyị na-azụ ahịa ebe niile dị iche iche na-eme nke ọma kama onye gara ndụ kpakụ onye ire rie n'ihe ọ Ndụbụisi ka anyị na-ekwu okwu ya ka echeghata azụ ebe a ruo obodo anyị ka o wee maa mma wee karịa obodo ndị ọcha na mma ọhịa anyị na-arịọ nwekwe na ugwu nwee nkwanye ugwu n'ime onwe anyị ọnwa anyị pụọ n'iro a na-etigbu anyị pụọ n'iro okwu okwu asị ọ bụ gịnị ma anyị ji wee ekwu okwu ọnwụ ihe ndị a ka anyị sị na anyị agaghị anabatakwa ya ọzọ.
Akụkọ a kọrọ anyị bụ na ọkụkọ na ewu agaghị nzukọ ụmụ anụmanụ a na-emezi mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ịchụ aja ejiri ọkụkọ maọbụ nwụchụ aja mgbe ọbụla a chọrọ ime ka Naijiria dị n'otu enwe ha na-eto esi mgbe kpam akpụrụ ndị Igbo ọ pụtara na anyị bụ ọkụkọ maọbụ ka ọ pụtara na anyị agaghị nzukọ mere ya bụ ihe eji eme anyị bụ ndị Igbo ụdị na ọbara ndị Igbo ahụ kpafu n'obodo Naijiria
ọ bụ site na akpọmasị ihe na-eme anyị dị ka ihe mere ndị ji oge mgbe gara aga etu akụ ka mba niile dị iche iche ji kpọọ ụmụ Izrel asị a na-egbu ha afọ niile aka na-egbu ha o wee ruo oge ugbu anyị asị na ogbugbu a na-egbu anyị na ọ dịghị anyị mma ọ ka mma na onwe ihe kwegbuo anyị wu nwere onwe njem a nke anyị na-aga kama na na-esi etete n'ụtụtụ asị na onwe onye gburu ebe a onwe ha na-ekwu okwu o doo na nyere onwe onye n'aka ụkọchukwu n'ugwu Awụsa ebepụ isi ọnwụghị ofu ugboro ọnwụghị ugboro abụọ ọnwụghị ugboro atọ ọnwụghị ugboro anọ ọ bụ ruo ole mgbe ka a ga-egbugide anyị wee rue anyị asị mba na anyị ga-aga ka anyị nwee ike wee nwere onwe anyị ọ ka mma na anyị nwụrụ ebe anyị na-azọ nwere onwe tụbụ na anyị nọ n'ụlọ etu a mmadụ ibe mabata n'ime ụlọ mbịa gbupụ m isi a sị na-achọghị ụdị nka ọ wụghị anyị maka a ga-eji wee chụọ àjà ọzọ.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this very evening broadcast. I appreciate everyone that has connected wherever you are connecting. Please, as you connect, you like and share to other people. I always advise people not to watch alone. Once you come into our program, you try to invite somebody also to join you. We came a little bit late and we are going to be as quick as possible to run it as fast as we can. So remember what we are up and doing. Most importantly today is to make sure we keep the narrative straight. The most important thing we are doing is to make sure that the enemies do not change the narrative. They are planning to change the narrative. They want to paint us evil when we are not. And that is what we are trying to make sure that we stop them. We want to keep that very narrative of the truth continue to go. The truth must succeed, the truth must continue, and nobody will stop the truth. And the truth is that the Fulanese are responsible for the insecurity in Nigeria, the loss of life in Nigeria, the atrocities in Nigeria. In fact, they were the very first terrorists that came into that Nigeria. Right from the time of their father, Othman Danfodio, he came in, he introduced terrorism, and then up to this moment, they are the ones sponsoring terrorism. We have seen them on several occasions. Their leaders representing the terrorists, their leaders speaking on behalf of the terrorists, they told us that attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. At a point in time, they came after people who were trying to stop the operation of the terrorists, and they also, by themselves, employed these terrorists and brought them into Nigeria. So we want that narrative to remain. No matter how they try to change the narrative today, using some idiots in the southeast, they're using some idiots in Biafra land, content creators, and all those evil politicians. They are using them to change the narrative. And today, instead of saying the truth, they are saying a different thing altogether. They want to wipe away what we have known for a very long time to begin to tell us a different thing altogether. And we will not agree to that. So wherever you are watching from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam, never to get distracted, continue to be focused, continue to be aligned with what we are doing and what we are saying, and don't allow anybody to disrupt you. No matter who the person is, no matter how they try, no matter the agenda, do not allow them to disrupt you. We will continue and we will make sure that we overcome these challenges. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you're watching from, I want you to also help us by sharing information. When you come across our content, you share it. When you come to the live stream, you don't keep silent. You comment and you contribute. Those are the things that will make sure that the narrative is not changed. Any platform that you know that is speaking genuinely to present the case of Nigeria before the world, to expose the human rights abuse, the terrorism in Nigeria, you share them. Not sharing information that has to do with blackmail and propaganda. You share propaganda, you share saga, you share blackmail. But when it comes to the thing that is happening in your land, you will not share it. When it comes to expositions, you will not share it. Even if you don't have something to share, there are many messages left, and that is why I am replaying them. There are many messages that is why I'm replaying. We will not always have the time to create content every time. We will not have time to speak all the time. So each time you have, you use it wisely. You can get any of those messages, play it over and over again, and it's going to win so. It will keep the standard and make sure that the voice is not silenced. You make sure that the information continues to flow. So this evening, we are going to go on the message of Mazen Nandekano this evening. With that message, we are going to push this evening message. So as you join us on this very platform, I want you to invite somebody. And not just inviting somebody, make sure you share this program so that those who have forgotten or those who they are trying to change will see this message and they will have a change of heart. More especially people in Biafra land, there is against us now, a very serious campaign against us in the land. This is not a joke. Some of you are not taking it serious, but it is a very serious. It is a very, very serious matter. The campaign against us now is not an easy campaign. No matter what you do, no say, no say it, we must not allow that evil campaign or every second, every hour. And we must make sure that we do not allow them to succeed. If you allow them to succeed, it will be very, very disastrous. Very disastrous. So I urge everyone that is watching us to please be very, very careful in what you say, what you do, and the way you do things. Every one of us must be very careful. This is not a time of playing. It is not a time of joke. It's not a time of fighting your brother or your sister. It is not the time of propaganda or blackmail. It is a time of the truth. And for you to sustain that truth going, every one of us must put our hand on deck and say something when we see something. Our enemies are not resting, and we will not rest either. So let us listen to this message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and rest with it this evening.
2 containers full of ammunition. The Nigerian army are the people supplying terrorists to kill all of you. So you wake up in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm in Nigeria. I believe you want Nigeria." Do you know that General Abdul Salami Abubakar has been linked with Fulani bandits and terror groups? He came out to say, "Oh, it's frivolity. Don't associate me with that." But we remember all of you saying that an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. And Salami Abubakar, why should you not be blamed? You're a suspect. You know that Nigerian military helicopter were supplying bandits with arms inside Nigeria. The same army that declared are coming to the east to re-strategize on how to bring peace. Come now, you're going to die here. How many people are going to abduct? How many will you abduct? I'm asking. You're wasting your time. You're fighting a losing battle. Go and look at the history of nationalist movements all over the world. You don't defeat them. Eventually, they will be free. Eventually, we are going to be free. Why do you think that Abdul Salami Abubakar was fingered in the help or the supplies to Fulani bandits and terrorists in Niger State? Because he is the cause of your problem today, which is 1999 Constitution. And I don't believe in all these movements to destroy the 1999 Constitution because the Fulani will never ever listen. They will never ever listen. Never. That is why we must be very, very careful as to how we proceed. Abdul Salami Abubakar, you gave the zoo 1999 Constitution that was a military decree number 24 of 1999. Nobody, I think, Nyango sat down and explained this whole constitutional garbage to the whole of you, to some of you that paid attention to it. That spread constitution was not subjected to referendum. It was written by Fulani people, does not provide for state constitution to create their own federation. Because if you are in a federation, the states must have their own laws. They must have a constitution. Go to USA, you will see it. Go to the state of Pennsylvania, they have a constitution. Governor Pennsylvania, after all, wanted to copy what a white man did in America. And of course, in keeping with our way of life in Africa, everything is upside down. Now, let me tell you why Abdul Salami Abubakar is a suspect. They said, Abdul Salami Abubakar said in his constitution that all of you Nigerians handed over your land and resources to the federal government. And if you're handing over your land and resources to the federal government, that means you're handing it over to the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate. Do you understand? Some governors answer chief security officer only by mouth. No governor in the South can give order to the PC and he'll carry it out unless the PC wants to. If you give them an order which they disagree with, they'll tell you, oh, Abuja didn't ask us to do so, so ask all your governors. That is why the army can come in and kill as many people as possible. Abdul Salami Abubakar in his constitution says that you can marry a girl less than 18 years of age. My God in heaven. Zoological Republic. They are the ones that put Sharia in the constitution. There is no mention of Christianity. It's only Sharia that you have in the constitution. And some of you are telling me sections 275 to 279 regarding non-state religion. Go and read it very carefully. It's all about Sharia. Sharia was mentioned in the constitution of a secular state. All of you wake up in the morning, 1999 constitution, 1999 constitution, our constitution, I feel sorry for you people. It was Abdul Salami Abubakar that encouraged the army to supply arms to bandits. The same people that in 1953 wanted Nigeria to break, today they are saying they don't want Nigeria to break anymore. If you want Nigeria to break, you have to go to war to break Nigeria. This is what Fulani are telling us now. But when Fulani wanted to secede, round about this time in 1953, May of 1953, Fulani, the North, wanted to secede from Nigeria. Nobody told them you have to go to war to accomplish it. Instead, I think we pleaded with them, begged them, and they agreed. These are the things that some of you ought to bear in mind when you discuss the issues of the zoological republic, because things are happening. I tell you that things are happening. Things are happening. And the zoo is gone. It's finished. If they can be so desperate, the zoo is gone. Senate fixes zonal public hearings for May 27, 28 on constitutional review. It's breaking constitutional review. Because you are IPO, because you know. Hi. All these things are not happening because of what you did. Because of your consistency, you reassure our human brethren that a lot can be achieved by being honest and consistent in pursuit of what is right before God and before man. All those things that were impossible before are now becoming possible, but we are saying to them it is too late. Because the Arewa Consultative Forum are now telling us that they don't support secession because there is nothing wrong with Nigerian structure. Arewa Consultative Forum, why are you now having the constitution review? Why? You know, we always win. I told you we always win. We are getting very close. We are getting very, very close. We are winning this very battle. I can assure you, we are winning it. Now, in the same day, in the morning, the same people that the South were waiting upon, the same people that we were waiting upon from the South, told us that you cannot secede without war. In the evening, they are now amending, or they have now agreed to amend the Constitution. People that told us, if you want to get Biafra, go to war. But when in 1953 you wanted, you do your Araba, I don't want to go. Why did anybody not ask you to go to war? What is wrong with you people? Do you see how we always win our arguments? We always win it. because we have facts and have figures, and we have truth on our side. We have truth on our side, and that is why you can never ever defeat us. That was why when Governor Autumn said, "Fire for fire. If you kill us, we'll kill you." In Benue State, and now let's continue on review. We want to review this, we want to review that. The only language the Fulani understand is fire for fire. If you turn the other, if they slap you on one side and you turn the other cheek, they'll cut off your head. The sooner you will understand this, the better. That's 2 days ago. I came down very hard on pastors and preachers, but I said some, and I want to make an exception tonight for Pastor Adefrasi of House on the Rock for his consistency lately, because he's advised people now. I bring you greetings. If you don't have plan B, I know you have faith. I have faith too, but I have plan B. With technology, I can speak to you from anywhere in the world. Get yourself a plan B, whether it's an Okada to take you to Cameroon or flying boat to Senegal, a hole in the ground, a bunker as we call it. Just get yourself a plan B, because these people are crazy. They are not us, the whole bunch of them. And watch the signs, because it can happen just like this is not his fingers. The collapse of the zoo. And he went on to criticize the 1999 Constitution. That should tell you all you need to know about the damnable zoological republic. And the reason why all of us right now must rise up in unison across the South to say enough is enough. That is the only language the Fulani understand. Fulani doesn't believe it. If you're from the South and the Fulani people are in your village raping, killing, kidnapping, and you're talking about one Nigeria, they see you as a fool. So you think if you appeal to them, we believe in unity of Nigeria, they will leave you alone? No. The only time they will respond is when you go for broke to destroy the whole zoo. They start panicking. That is why today they have announced a constitutional review because of this family of IPOB. Because we're not going to give up. They understand it very well. We are not giving up. We are not giving up. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. And I want to state tonight that IPOB do not carry any arms. I want to make it very clear. ESN do carry arms, but can never ever attack any civilian population. It's impossible. Not in our land. Our job is to protect lives and properties. Our problem is with the caliphate, capture the Fulani Republic of Nigeria, and not with indigenous people anywhere in Nigeria. I am an advocate of freedom for everybody. Therefore, I will not be in support of anybody harming anybody in the process. Will not happen. We are only defending, I'm sure, non-terrorist Fulani people, including Fulani Northerners, in Southeast, and in fact in all of Biafrans, which is South, that I personally guarantee your safety. I have issued very strict directives that nobody should touch a non-terrorist. Nobody should touch them. Be they Northerners or whatever, nobody should touch them. But all of you in our land do not take sides or get involved with what the government is doing. Do not defend any police station. If you defend the police station, you will die. Do not defend any army barracks or any army checkpoint. If you defend them, you're going to die, because men are on the move. When they were killing us at Paul, why didn't you come to defend us at Paul? National High School, in Ugocha, their snipers were taking us down one after the other. Why didn't you come out there? If you are as idiotic and as hopeless to stand to defend, the police station will go down. Because men are very, very angry. I need to bury a gunshot with 2,000 heads. Do you understand me? If you block any pathway when men are on the move, you will fall. and you would have died for nothing. But we do not touch. My instructions to ESN is nobody should be touched. You remain in the forest and keep on doing your work in the bushes of our land. Anything you see, they are killing it. Anything you see in our forest, kill it. Cattle, no matter who the person is, because it is bushmeat. That's what it is. Unless you want to turn to refugees in Amazonia, which is never ever going to happen. I won't allow that to happen. And this evening, very briefly, I want to respond to the lovely Mrs. Tambuwal of River State. Very, very briefly. That's aquatic animal. Because he said it's from rivers. Anything that comes from a river is the only thing that comes out of a river is an aquatic animal. But anyway, I want to congratulate Wike on his newfound love. And I wish him and Tambuwal the very best of marriage or spousal relationship. As I told you earlier, I will be copying their posts because if I copy something, I admit it. I'll be copying their posts. Myself and my wife are going to post like Tambuwal and Wike. You know, when you're in love, we can even renew our vows. You know, and the post was very, very nice. I understand, Wike, you are always under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Perhaps to numb the pain you go through every night. But we must proceed. I also do understand that wearing pampers at your age will be very, very hurtful, but I will take my time to explain things to you the way you'll be able to understand it. Because you came out and you made a statement that rivers can succumb to secessionist agenda. And I want to let you understand that when a referendum is conducted, I'm sure by the morning you'll be going to cast your vote either for Nigeria or for Biafra. Your eyes, whatever drugs you may have taken the previous night would have cleared. You only have one vote. You do not speak for the people. You only have one single vote. And it's a shame that Fulani people are in the village, preventing our mothers from you quickly. But allow me to that somebody actually brought to my attention a few days ago. Obako Ikwere, gathering of Ikwere people. Obako is an Igbo word. You wrote a letter to the Benin Kingdom seeking to identify with them. But the Benin people told you that they have no evidence that you are related to them. This fact is on record. But just to state that we must be very careful as a people not to allow the quest by this is just written by the Ikwere man. We must not allow our quest, or should I say the quest by some people to be politically correct, to cast us into the bottomless pit. Nobody, and I did not say Ikwere is evil, it's not saying that, but it is doubtless that Ikwere as a multi-ancestral ethnic bloc has most of its ancestry traced to Igbo land. All the crap that Igbo hates Ikwere is just a post-Civil War narrative and script that has never worked for us. The same thing they try to do between us and our Yoruba brothers and sisters. They will always divide you. The only reason why they have oil wells, they control the oil wells in your land, is because they were able to divide you. The only reason why they killed Kenseruwa was because they were able to divide. Once they cut you out, they conquer you. All the oil wells in the land belongs to them in the north. And they killed Kenseruwa in the process. The same thing will happen to you. The writer went on to explain what is called carbon dating and all the rest of it. And I want you to understand this. There is something called carbon dating. Carbon dating, I'm sure you know what it is. It is there for us to apply further beyond rabble-rousing, according to Livingstone. Who wrote this very brilliant piece? Let us look at it this way. What is Benin about Ikwere? Benin people denied any link with Ikwere. It's on record. Ironically, Elele people are in court in their own Benin and not the other way. They claim strongly that they were in the land of Benin as owners before the arrival of Benin, which is correct of course. The war between Oba and Idu people that led to migration. Even present day Iyala came from the land. Are you also aware that a lot of prominent Igbo people that have traced their ancestry to Ngwa, to Aaron, in Igbo land? Are you aware that Ohaji in Imo State is an Igbo clan? Ohaji in Imo State is Igbo clan. Part of Ohaji is in River State. Part is in Imo State. The same family. They got them into two. I want to educate the youth. Are you aware that Ohaji in Imo State is an Igbo clan, which Professor Utinti affirmed in his book, History of Ikwere, Volume 1? Do you know about Ikwere in Imo State? In Imo State, Ikwere, when you struggle to assert an erroneous Benin ancestry or kill the Igbo roots, you raise the flawed argument of abandoned property, yet for the records, because you were trained with stolen property. That is why you do not have the guts to stand up and identify who you are. Because if you say you are Igbo, the land will kill you because you stole your brother's property, as is written in the book, in the very holy book of Exodus. Thou is a commandment from God. You should not covet your neighbor's property. You don't know. Because I don't know. And they don't become Igbo. Because it's in the scriptures. Thou shalt not covet your brother's property, nor take his wife. You cannot do it. It's a commandment from God, a commandment from you. That's what you're running from, because you stole properties during and after the war. The shame is too much for you. So the only thing for you to do is to remove yourself. Now let me continue. Mrs. Tambuwa, if your cocaine can allow you to listen to what I'm saying tonight. Sir Jackson MPI, first and last Igbo to be conferred with knighthood of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, by Elizabeth II of England in 1960, identified himself as an Igbo man. He was a knight of the realm. Maybe you don't know Sir Jackson because you don't know. The only history you learn is from Hennessy, cocaine, and the face of Tambuwa. Or maybe sleeping on your back and not go too far. He is from the ancient kingdom of Ethiopia. Sir works tirelessly for Igbo advancement. Are you listening? I'm sure you heard of Dr. Obi-Wan, the first Igbo PhD holder. He was a senator and university lecturer. He was also the only Igbo in the 1978 Constituent Assembly, where he was selected as one of the 50 wise men that drafted the 1999 Constitution. The great Dr. Wale identified fully with his Igbo heritage and was killed because of it. Maybe that is your fear. He didn't stop there. I'm sure you know about Okobule Wanadi, which is Wanadi in the state. Wanadi, as we say where we come from. The first Igbo registrar of any university. First and only Igbo poet and paramount title holder of Eze or Hiande, where you have present-day comprehensive college in Bulukri, was his ancestral home before the British vacated them. In fact, our problems there with the British. They came to Bulukri and took all of us away. That's evacuation by force. One of them remained a respected member of Nzuko Igbo and Ohaneze Ndi Igbo at the end of his life. Are you listening? Cocaine snorter, are you listening? This is Tambuwa. You remember Emmanuel Aguma, who was the former mayor of Iguacha, Port Harcourt, as principal of St. John College in Diobu. He was the first Igbo to head any college. One of the 6 pre-independence Igbo University graduates, former administrator of Port Harcourt province and defunct People's Republic of Biafra. He was an Igbo man and he served in Biafra, Are you listening? Emmanuel Agoma. Igbo man served in Biafra government. He was the first Igbo minister in 1979. Agoma was also a member of Ohaneze Igbo. Are you listening? Cocaine snodder. There is Emmanuel Uriji, a respected local government administrator, ruler, a commissioner in Old River State, and all Igbo nationalist. More Igbo than my own father. He was a nationalist. So, oh dear. The immediate past deputy secretary general of Ohaneze Igbo, Chief Isaac Ramu, is an illustrious Igbo son from LA. He is known to assert his Igbo identity. Equally valid, Chief Jackson, woman as from Umugrushi in the Evo Kingdom, is a member of the Northern Igbo. Mind you, Evo is Igbo as well, for information. We assert as a name. In colonial documents written, when Igbos had no capacity to influence anything, they also defined themselves as having Igbo ancestry. When Igbo leaders presented their case before the 1957 Sir Henry Willings Commission, Robo declared that Igbos were Igbos. And Port Harcourt to Onisha had Igbo names. It's too much. Maybe he will understand this and reason. You are saying you are not Igbo because you stole properties that don't belong to you, against the commandment of God Almighty in heaven. And that land is what is pursuing you. But we're not going to give up. I remember what people did to try to divide us and our Yoruba brethren. They never succeeded. And all of you will not succeed to divide the house of God. We are one. We have nothing in common with Fulani people. I can see something in common with Yoruba people. I see something in common with Middle Belt people. I see something in common, even to an extent, with even Hausa people. But I have nothing in common with Fulani people. Absolutely nothing. They're not from our land. They're not indigenous to any space in Nigeria. They are from God knows where. And out of fear, your criminality and cowardice going to cover us. Maybe because of Tambua. You know, love can do anything. You know, love is blind. And I know that some of you defended girls or boys in those days that their fathers or their mothers owned the supermarket. I think in my time, if you defend a girl that the mother fries akara, you're in heaven. At least you eat akara, fresh akara every day in school. That's how it is. Maybe his love is blind. That is the way it is. We are all one people from Ikodo all the way to Bakassi Peninsula. Into Amazonia. We are one people. I'm asking you, please, to do your research very well before coming out to Mount Morosh. We have come to the end of our program. And for those writing rubbish about, should I say, Interpol, if you want to know who is being looked for by Interpol, just go on their website and that person's name. That's all. The person will appear there. Tinubu, you are late. You don't know what you're doing. We live in a digital age. You no longer control the news narrative. We do. Because we are IPO. And that is why Elohim said that Biafra shall be their religion. Here on this day,
Thank you so much for listening on our program. Thank you. We are going to end it here so that we can be able to prepare for other activities and come back again. Have a very wonderful night and see you tomorrow by the special grace of Kabiama. Stay blessed.
Every time Nigeria is ringing bell. If I look on news, it is bell. If I look social media, it is problem. When I should be drinking coffee, they will make me to come online. They don't want to have me to rest. But you know what? The spirit in me, the Biafra spirit in me, I said, when I told you If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is looking for 100 people, I promise that I have 50 in me. You have not seen anything. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. It is not by my power. But you know, as my own oru, I am a you understand? Till Biafra come. But today you are going to receive sense. The crypto, Nigeria crypto. As they are crippling your economy, they close border. They closed the border. ESN came out automatically, you know, weaponized. It shocked them. It shocked them. They said, this border no work. This close of border no work. Now, how do we stop the funding now of this Sunday or Igboho? How do we stop the contribution? Let us stop the crypto. Because they were following Nigerians, southern Nigerians. Use crypto. We should open crypto. Crypto. Use crypto. Don't use the Western Union. Don't use this. They say, so these people are doing crypto. Okay, let us slash them. Bah! They are not considering the economic impact of crypto. No. They are not considering how much the crypto is bringing to Nigeria economy. Their agenda is not to make Nigeria progress. No. They have a better agenda. Now you get the point. Now you get the point. My only problem is that why is it that you must wait? Was Thomas born in Nigeria? Is Thomas a Nigerian? Is Thomas in the Bible in Nigeria? Are you a lineage of Thomas? Are you a lineage of Thomas? All of you have Thomas blood in your vein. How did you get Thomas blood in your vein? That it must happen to you first before you understand. We hear more in Anubia. You hear more kind of woo. When we are telling you, you don't know no. We are telling you, even we are not prophets, but everything we have said, everything we open this mouth to say, if it don't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. I want you to go from the beginning of this struggle, from the beginning. In fact, even the one that we are not sure of, once God asks us to say it, we will say it and God will do it. Hey! Nwanne nwoke dịrị obi m mma, ọ dị mma. Ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, ihe mere dị mma, oh, ihe mere dị mma. I said, did you see the prayer? May God harden the heart of the leaders in Nigeria so that we will tell them, the world may know that Obi is no longer a boy. I remember when we used to read the history of the Greeks, the Greek gods. I don't know, you know, of course you don't read all those things in Africa. The history of the Greek gods. Medusa, they say Medusa is she look at when you look at Medusa, you turn into she will dry you and you become stone.